3 minutes.
I appreciate the chairman yielding, and I'm grateful for Chairman Luchtemeyer's work on this important issue. Our financial systems are the bedrock of our economy. When financial systems work, our economy works. And we've seen when our financial system doesn't work, things come crashing down. And so to make sure our financial system is safe and sound, we've empowered regulators to keep an eye over them, to make sure we don't do things that are too risky that can endanger the financial system and then therefore the economy. One of the problems, though, is that those regulators have stepped outside that traditional role and have tried to impact policy decisions that should be made in this institution by rules and regulations that come out from their oversight capacity. I look at the liberals, or might be the progressives inside the FDIC, who, in line with the administration, said, I don't like gun dealers, I don't like ammunition manufacturers. Who cares about the Second Amendment? I don't like them. Now, if you don't like guns, and you don't like ammunition, and you don't like short-term lenders, if you want to get rid of those things, have a debate about it. Have an argument, introduce a bill, and let's vote on it. Let the American people see it. But the administration knows they'll lose because most Americans like their guns, they like their Second Amendment. So instead of going through this institution, they very craftily thought, wow, just think if we were able to, as regulators, put pressure on banks so banks would stop banking legal businesses that we don't like. Guess what happens if they can't bank? They'll go out of business, and we'll have less guns, less ammunition, and we'll have less short-term lending. And that's exactly what they've done. But we didn't empower the FDIC to make policy decisions. We said, hey, keep the banking system safe and sound. But like so many corners of this administration, they've expanded that authority to advance their liberal progressive agenda. And I know my friends across the aisle, who I like very much and are friends of mine, are trying to focus on big banks and Wall Street. But, Mr. Chairman, to the ranking member, I would say, listen, big banks aren't being affected by choke point. It's the smallest little businesses in our communities that don't have the power to stand up and fight back and push back. They're the ones that are affected. Big banks on Wall Street, they don't get hit by this. It's the little guy. This is a bill that Mr. Luchtemeier crafted that stands up for the little guy, the little one who doesn't have the lobbyists and the money that come to town to talk to members of Congress that are being affected by this liberal progressive agenda that they know can't get passed by law, so they do it by regulation. One more horrible example of how our government isn't working and how this institution isn't representing the people that we were sent here to represent. This is a great bill. Let's pass it. Let's join together and let's